So what seat am I going to use for Nicky? Here's the seat that came with Nicky. I don't mind that being solid black. It's not too worse for wear. I could almost use it. I have a little bit of a problem with the shape here, but it's not too bad. And it's got a need for a repair right here, which I could put a patch on that. And then there's the seat that came off the 1996 XR. It's in pretty good shape. A little bit of problems, but no tears. Original seat cover. I've got some issues with the shape up here, but the problem is it's got purple. It has purple. That's the one reason I don't want to use it. And then there's this seat that came off of my 1991. It's not too bad. I've done some repair on it where it was wearing on both sides. It's a good strong seat cover. It's not shaped too badly. It's nice and strong up here. The problem with it, the guy who put this on put a taller, firmer seat foam in it. So that raises your seat height up an inch easy. I'm not sure I'm going to like that, but I'm going to try this seat. Worst case scenario is I'm going to have something upholstered. I'm trying to avoid spending the money to have a seat covered. The thing about seats, in the early years of XR600s, they used a 6mm bolt to go through there with a 10mm wrench to take it out. And in the later years, they switched to a, I guess it's a 10mm bolt with a 12mm head. Now the thing about it is they actually have a bushing in here of steel, which I'm going to have to remove, and it has a taller, firmer foam in there, which I don't like, but I'm going to try it because it's the right color and it's in better shape. For right now, I'm making a trip to the hardware store, and I'm going to look for something that I can create some bushings out of. I'll have to remove the bushing from there, make the hole larger, and fit a new bushing in. I would have two bushings, except for Nicky only had one available. It's missing the rubber seal here for the airbox, and this one here has a brand new seal on it. So we're going to use the gutz seat for a while, and I need to make it work. So the seats are pretty much the same, except for the diameter of the bolt, the two bolts that hold it down. To put a later model seat on an earlier model, you use this other part from off of a 600, I forget where it goes, and you use the original type bolt, and that screws into the receptacle. But where the problem arises is when you're putting a early model seat on a latter model bike. What we have to do is take the insert out of the early 91 unit, drill the hole out, and fit an insert in. The best I could come up with is a piece of nylon, and I'm going to take a slice of it and make it the proper depth. Now, just for giggles, we're going to check and see just how thick the seat are. I believe that they're about the same 25 thousandths. Now, the little bushing that was in there is the same thickness of this as the seat for the flanged bolt to fit in. Here's the original bolt that would go to this, but without the bushing, and it sits there. Or maybe that's just worn into place from tightening it down over the years. I don't know. The thickness of the seat body itself is approximately 4mm. Next, I've got to cut this down. I could try to use cutters on that, but I don't want to smash it. And I've got a real fine blade in my hacksaw right now, so let's give this a try. So at my thinnest cut, it's about right anyway. Then this other side is way too thick all the way around. But what I'm going to have to do is drill out the seat now to accept a nylon unit. Now we're going to have to make it so a bushing will fit in there. Alright, let's try this. Okay, good. So we're going to go ahead and JB weld those new bushings right into the seat. Make them part of the seat so they don't get lost every time you take your seat off. Okay, holes drilled and properly bushed for 8mm seat bolts. We could have just drilled out the seat big enough for the bolt to pass through. I wish I could have found something made out of steel for that. Or we could have drilled out the seat big enough to put in the standard bushing, but I only have one of them. Now your early model seat is ready to fit on your later model XR600R. A gutz taller, firmer seat happening here. We're going to see just how much taller that sucker is. And it's a good 1.25 inches taller. Here we've got a gutz taller, firmer seat, and it's 1.25 inches taller, right where you sit. And it's firmer, so you're not going to sink in. Can you reach the ground? A side-by-side comparison of a stock Honda and a gutz taller, firmer XR600 seats. This is a 1991 seat, and the previous owner put a gutz seat cover on, but he also installed a taller, firmer foam in there. And that makes it about 1.5 inches taller, which can get you into trouble out on the trail. So there's quite a dilemma. The only real solution is to get a seat cover.